Good morning. I'm Mark Jackson II, and I will be your MC on today. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2020 virtual Dollars and Cents Youth Investment Competition, sponsored by our friends at State Farm. The 100 Black Men of America Inc.'s goal for the Dollars and Cents Youth Investment Competition is to help students grades 9 through 12 understand basic savings and investment principles and invest in their financial future. The curriculum chosen for the program was none other than my book, Read Me or Stay Broke, which is a step-by-step guide to restoring your financial health, including money management, credit, ratings and repairs, investing basics, and financial planning. Today we have brought forth a virtual championship competition for your viewing pleasure. Now we will have the invocation coming from Jada Jamison Belser, a Collegiate 100 student from the 100 Black Men of Montgomery, Inc., followed by remarks from the chairman of the board, Thomas W. Dortch Jr.
Give an honor to God, who is the head of my life. Welcome, everyone. I am Jada Jamison Belser. It is such an honor to be selected for Mentee of the Year. Please join me in a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather for this wonderful celebration, we as the Collegiate 100 Black Men would like to give thanks for this opportunity. We ask that you keep us protected in your will, guide us during this time, and continue to help us begin our day with your inspiration. Dear Lord, let us be a reflection of you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I'm Thomas W. Dortch Jr., Chairman of 100 Black Men of America, Incorporated. I thank State Farm Insurance Company for its quarter-century plus commitment and dedication to making sure that the 100 can serve hundreds of thousands of young men and women in their communities and help us build communities. That's what State Farm has done for decades. And so we thank you for being one of our partners and being one to ensure that we're preparing the generations today to be the great leaders of tomorrow and beyond. So thank you. And as we prepare for our annual Dollars and Cents investment competition, you have helped us to make this one of our signature programs that we look forward to every year. These young men and women come in and they amaze us on how prepared they are. And of course, I thank the chapters who have brought these young leaders to the forefront of this competition. State Farm, you didn't just show up lately. You've been here over and over again for all of our communities. And so I encourage all of those who are listening to make sure we support State Farm. We appreciate the corporations who've stepped up since COVID-19 has impacted this nation and our communities. But State Farm, you've always been there for us. So as we prepare for a phenomenal competition, as the young people enter the competition room, again, thank you, State Farm. We couldn't do it without you, and I encourage everyone who's listening to this message, let's support State Farm and make sure they can continue to make a difference in our communities and communities throughout this nation.
This year, students from around the country participated in weeks of intensive virtual financial learning. 2 students from each team were asked to represent their chapter during the virtual Dollars and Cents Youth Investment Competition. 14 teams competed in the preliminary rounds to advance towards the finals for the chance to hold the title 2020 Dollars and Cents Youth Investment Champion. Programs like these are made possible because of the commitment of partners like State Farm. The sponsor's remarks on today will come from Jason Roberts, sales leader for State Farm Mutual Automobile Insurance Companies.
Hello, my name is Jason Roberts, sales leader with State Farm Insurance Companies. On behalf of State Farm, it is my absolute honor and privilege to welcome each of you to the finals of the 100 Black Men of America Dollars and Cents Youth Competition. What a great way to showcase the many talents of our future educators and business professionals. I'd like to first start by thanking Chairman Thomas Dortch and all of the hardworking staff of the 100 Black Men who've been able to make adjustments during such an eventful year to ensure that this event carries on. State Farm has partnered with the 100 since 1998, and together we've done some important work to provide financial education and youth leadership programs to students and communities around the country. State Farm believes that all children deserve access to quality education to help them achieve their greatest potential, help them become good community citizens, and prepare them for the workforce. State Farm is pleased to support 100 Black Men of America's Dollars and Cents program because we recognize that financial literacy is critical to the future success of our young people. Part of my role as a sales leader is to help coach and train some of our over 19,000 State Farm agents as they provide guidance for our customers around managing finances and reaching their financial goals through investing. So this is a subject that I'm very passionate about. Personally, growing up, money was a topic that was always brought up, but mostly accompanied by a lot of frustration. In many communities, especially those of color, financial literacy is a topic rarely discussed. So I have two asks of each one of the participants. One, let the principles and learnings you have acquired during this experience be the foundation of a lifelong commitment towards financial literacy that you continue to build upon. Second, I ask each of you to take the knowledge that you've gained during this program and throughout your lives, reach back to your communities and share your wisdom with others. Once again, on behalf of State Farm, we are pleased to sponsor today's competitions. Remember, you are all winners by simply being here today. Thank you and best of luck.
Now, before we kick off the student presentations, I would like to introduce you to the championship judges we have. Randy Brooks, Vice President and Relationship Manager, City National Bank. Dr. David Patton, Chairman at Patton Equity Partners and Lecturer at Emory University. Michaela Fun, Finance Operations, Google. And Julian Thompson, Strategist, United Negro College Fund. We will begin the competition with the introduction of the finalists, coming from Dollars and Cents Competition Chair, Mr. Nathaniel Hoggebrook II.
Good morning. I am Nathaniel Hoggebrook, Chairperson for the Dollars and Cents Competition. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. If you've never attended one of our competitions, these young people will blow you away. I'm not going to belabor the moment, of course, with all that we've got going on around the world with this pandemic. Let me jump right into what we're here to do. I'm here today to give you a brief overview of the scenario that the young people competing today had to read and come up with a solution to the financial issue or challenge that was presented in this scenario. The scenario this year involved a young lady by the name of Alexandria Hampton, who lives in Decatur, Georgia. She graduated from Decatur High School in 2015 with a 3.5 GPA. Afterwards, she attended Fort Valley State University, where she got her BS in Business Administration, graduating with a 3.3 grade point average. Not wanting to stop there and get her MBA, she decided to go to Emory University. When she graduated from Emory in May of 2020 of this year, unfortunately, the pandemic was in full force. At that point, she decided that she needed to find a job, as we all do when we graduate from college. She wasn't able to do so. Finding a job at that point was very difficult, trying to maneuver and stay safe while this COVID wreaked havoc around the world. She eventually was able to obtain a job with a small accounting firm in Marietta, Georgia, earning about $36,000 a year. Of course, Alexandra's first goal was to get out of her parents' home and find her own home to live in. $36,000 was not a lot of money, and at the back of her mind, she remembered, oh my gosh, January 2021, I have to start repaying my loans. Her loans had amassed to about $138,000. So wanting to buy a home and trying to figure out now how she was going to pay off the debt of getting her education, she decided, what else can I do? She was tutoring, or at least substituting, at her high school where she taught the financial literacy program. Interestingly, as she was teaching that course and tutoring some of the students, it was a required reading source by Mr. Jackson, Mark Jackson, who wrote the book, Read Me or Stay Broke. Finding this book very interesting and intriguing, she sat down and read the book during an entire weekend. Even though she had a CPA degree, she was a certified public accountant, she realized that there were things that she did not know about finances. So at that point, she sought the advice of a financial advisor with State Farm. She then began to map out her own financial future, of course wanting to secure finances not just for herself, but for generations to come, what the book would refer to as generational wealth. The challenge that each of the teams competing today had to solve was, how can we help Alexandria pay off her debt, find her a home, and start her own accounting firm? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the scenario that each of the teams competing this year have to solve. And when we say solve, they needed to come up with a solution. How do we help Alexandria reach her goals in life? As I mentioned earlier, we have 3 competing teams this year. Those 3 teams are from around the country. The first team that you'll hear from today is 100 Black Men of Madison. The second team will be 100 Black Men of Greater Charlotte. And the last team will be 100 Black Men of Central Illinois. Representing the team from Madison, there are 3 students. The first is Angela Abangwa. She is a rising senior at Verona Area High School in Madison, Wisconsin, where she participates in the National Honor Society, Black Student Union, the 100 Scholars, and her goal is to start her own tech company. Her companion for this competition is Linza Hamda. Linza is also a rising senior at Verona High School. Her goal in life is to graduate college with no student loan debt. I'm sure that would have been all of our goals if we could have been there. The alternate that will be serving with Angela and Linza is Johanna Hoskins, who is a rising sophomore at La Follette High School in Madison. She is active in volleyball, math league, and the Black Student Union, and is a student council. Her goal is to attend a great college and make a difference in her community. Ladies and gentlemen, Angela, Lindsay, and Johanna.
Hi everyone, my name is Angela Bongwa. I am a senior at Verona Area High School, and I am representing the Madison chapter of 100 Black Men.
Hi everyone, my name is Ense Hamda. I'm a senior at Verona Area High School, and I will be representing the Madison chapter of 100 Black Men.
Hi, my name is Joanna Hoskins. I am a sophomore at the Madison La Follette High School, and I will be the alternate for representing the 100 Black Men chapter Madison.
So this is case study of Alexandra Hampton by Angela Bongwa and
Ense Hamda. So starting off with some pertinent facts about Alexandria, she is a native of Decatur, Georgia. She went to Decatur High School with a pretty good GPA, and she went to Fort Valley State University and majored in accounting. She received her MBA at Emory University. She unfortunately did not seek out any advice for repaying her student loans, and COVID-19 paired with the unemployment rate in Georgia made it difficult for her to secure employment. And she currently works in Marietta, Georgia, and she's also a bookkeeper for her church. She owns a 2012 Honda Civic that is leaking oil, and we know that she owns it because there's no current expenses listed on that.
So for her assumption, she made the assumption that she is an African woman, and this is because she went to Fort Valley State University, which is an HBCU. We are also going to assume her taxes have not been taken out of her income because it does say in the case that this is her gross income. For her company, we made the assumption she has a 401k plan that matches 50% up to 6% of her annual income. We assume that her taxes are going to be included in her expenses. We also made the assumption her parents are financially stable. She has an above average credit score. She is not paying any benefits, and she is still single. For her goals, for short-term goals, we had her to move out of her parents' house, which we actually made a revision to say that that would be her midterm goal. We also said she was going to get involved with the local Board of Education to help kids in Georgia with financial literacy. We also want her to pay down her credit card debt. And for her long-term goals, we want her to pay off her student loan debt as well as open her own accounting firm in the Atlanta area. For income and assets, as mentioned earlier, she does have a 2012 Honda Civic. And based on Kelley Blue Book, we were able to find a range and a trading value of $3,939. Again, her income from James and Morris is $3,000, and from bookkeeping is $300, summing that to $3,300. As mentioned before, she has a car, plus the amount in her savings account, which is $2,000, and generates an RR of 3.1%, which is $62 annually. She also has cash in hand of $500, which brings her total to $6,444.
So for her liabilities, she has $9,500 in credit card debt, and she has $138,000 in her student loan debt, which she has to make her first payment by January 5th, 2021, which is approximately about 2 months from now. So that brings her total liabilities to $147,500. So for her expenses, we found that from the scenario, it gave us $902 a month, and we recalculated it and actually got $802 a month. So after our changes for her expenses, her total expenses come out to be $405 a month with a total savings of $397. Going more into detail, she can switch her phone plan to H2O. She can delete her expenses for eating out because she lives with her parents. For personal care, she can reduce that. And for entertainment, she can reduce that by using a Netflix subscription and also using her parents' cable. As of gas, she can reduce that because she will be selling her car and she's going to get the MARTA pass, which gives her unlimited bus rides and train rides in the Atlanta area and the surrounding cities. For her cash in hand, $250 will be going towards her credit payment, and $250 will be going to her checking account. So her new checking balance will be $250. And for the car, she will be selling that.
To go more into to continue on that, for her credit plan, we plan on using 50% of the money saved from cutting expenses, plus 80% from her car, plus 50% of her cash in hand, and that's how we get that total to pay off some of her credit card debt. For her college payment, we suggest that she uses the pay-as-you-earn student loan forgiveness program, which allows graduates to pay for their college debt based on how much they earn and not how much they owe. We also have a savings plan where we're gonna use 25% of the money saved from cutting expenses plus 10% of her car. And this same plan is what we're gonna use for her retirement plan, which is gonna go into her 401k. While we do realize that Alexandra has a job, we do want her to keep her options open. And so we want her to update her resume with her current employers. We want her to attend virtual or in-person job fairs. We also want her to update her LinkedIn profile. We would like her to explore consulting and/or seasonal work, which could include tax preparations. For immediate goals, we want that before she moves out of her parents' house, she has at least 6 to 12 months of expenses, because this was one of the advices that the professor from Read Me or Stay Broke gave Josh. For her long-term goals, we want her to increase and/or maintain her credit score, and we also want her to save up a startup cost to start up her accounting firm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, ladies. All right, so I'm first up with the first question. In the book, Read Me or Stay Broke, Josh learned about passive income. What is passive income, and give 3 examples of passive income?
Passive income is money that you generate without necessarily being actively involved in that form in which you're making that income. And this could include real estate, it could include paper assets, or a business.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You mentioned paper assets, which include stocks, bonds, government securities, and mutual funds. These are 2 important parts of investing in paper assets. There are 2 important parts. One is risk. Could you name the other one and define both?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Certainly. So paper assets include stocks, bonds, government securities, and mutual funds. There are 2 important parts of investing in paper assets. One of these is risk. Name the other one and define both.
So the 2 important parts of investing is your risk and your return. So this is what you're going to get in return. And how they are related to each other is that in order to calculate your return, you need to take your return, the return of investment minus the cost of investment, divided by the cost of investment. And the higher this percentage, which means the higher the risk, then the higher the return you get. And the lower the risk, the lower your return.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for that presentation.
Thank you.
The next question that I have for you is, what is a bond?
So a bond relative to a stock is usually low risk, and it's usually low risk, and it's kind of like an IOU, and it's usually government related. And basically what happens is you invest money and you usually get a fixed date and a fixed amount of income that you're going to be paid back. And within that time before that income is paid back, you get like a specific interest rate on that till the fixed date, and then you get the money you invested for the bond.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, hello. I have the last question for you for your presentation. What is the safest investment in the world and why?
The safest investment in the world was actually stated as the safest investment by the US, and it is the government securities, because it's super low risk. That's number one. And number two, it's fixed. It has a date where you're going to get paid back, and it's kind of like an IOU. You get paid back, and it doesn't really, there is no, versus a stock where you invest and you're not sure you're going to get your money back. With a government security, you are going to get your money back, especially since it's with the government and not a business.
Fantastic. Angela, Lensa, and Joanna, thank you so much on behalf of State Farm and 100 Black Men of America for your participation in today's competition. You are all now free to leave this room, and we'll give you notice when it's time to pick a winner. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, if you've never been to one of these competitions, I think you now will agree that these young people will blow you away, not only in their presentation, but with their knowledge of financial literacy principles. The Madison team was outstanding. The next team to compete will be the Greater Charlotte team. Representing Charlotte is Joshua Perez. a rising senior at North Mecklenburg High School in Huntersville, North Carolina, where he is a member of the National Technical Honor Society and the World Language Program. His goal is to attend North Carolina Agricultural and Mechanical University and get a bachelor's degree. His partner today, William Wiley, a rising sophomore at Butler High School in Matthew, North Carolina. He is a member of the Black Student Union, Coding Club, and a track athlete. His goal in life is to become an investor and a biomedical engineer. The alternate with them today is Sinai Austin, a rising freshman at South Mecklenburg High School in Huntersville. He enjoys music production, editing videos, and gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Josh, William, and Sinai.
We are Charlotte 100 Financial Planning, and this is our financial plan for you, Alexandria Hampton. I'm co-president Josh Perez.
And I am co-president William Wiley.
And I am Sinai Austin, alternate and co-president for Charlotte 100 Financial Planners.
Alexandria, in doing our research, we found an old picture of you from your Wildcats days.
Alexandria, we selected these 3 quotes from Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, and Malcolm X. They all touch on the subject of education and that all great achievements require time, so you shouldn't be in a rush to obtain all your goals. Also, you achieved a good education and you should be glad that you went through it because this will take you far. After doing some research, we found out that you are a graduate from Decatur High School in Decatur, Georgia. You attended Emory University for your MBA, and while at university, you got a 4-year. While at university, you were a 4-year starter on your basketball team. After graduating, you got a job at a small accounting firm that pays $36,000 a year, and you picked up a bookkeeping gig for an extra $300 a month. And also for your extracurriculars, we know that you volunteer with your local chapter of the 100 Black Men.
Alexandria, here are your problems. You have $138,000 in student loans, which you have to start paying in January. You want to move out of your parents' house and get your own place, and you're also interested in starting your own accounting firm here in the Atlanta area. You have a credit card with $9,500 old, and you have a Honda Civic with 190,000 miles, which is leaking oil. You're also hoping for better employment opportunities with more pay. Here's short term. You should immediately start saving for your future. You should pay to get your car repaired so it will last longer, and you have to start paying your student loans so it won't impact your credit score.
As for your medium-term plans, we think that you should pay off your credit card entire balance. We also think that you should start your business and expand your bookkeeping duties. We also think that you should become an investor in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. As well as for your long-term plans, we think that you should look to move out of your house and buy one of your own. And we think that you should also buy another car to avoid unnecessary future car repairs. And we think that you should look to buy a Honda Civic with less mileage that's more durable.
Alexandria, you're bringing home about $2,700 a month. So for short term, we think you should pay the $450 fee to repair your Honda Civic. And we chose the 15-year student loan plan for $986 a month for you. We think you should save the remaining $933 for future needs.
Looking at your midterm goals, we broke it down into 3 main pillars. First off, for paying your credit card, you owe $9,500 while paying a 14.52% interest rate. Seeing that you want to pay this off in 2 years, your credit card payment will increase from $200 a month to $458. Secondly, with investing in stock, we think that you should start small while investing $100 a month to Apple and Amazon since they are proven stock winners, as well as investing $100 a month to mutual funds for safe, continuous investment growth. Lastly, as for starting your business, we think that you should market your services to fellow church service members, and also you should use free advertisement like social media. And for your software, we see you using H&R Block, and doing this, we see you spending less than $500. With the summary of your overall changes, we see your savings being reduced to $475 a month, you eliminating your credit card debt, as well as you investing $200 a month into stocks and mutual funds.
Andrew, for long term, we looked at home and car ownership. We believe you should look for a small town style home in Decatur in the $150,000 range. We also think you should pay a 10% down payment, which is $15,000 down on the home. You should also purchase another used Honda Civic with less than 30,000 miles and use $2,000 for your car down payment. Alexandria, similar to Read Me or Stay Broke, you should begin saving immediately, increase your net worth through saving, and improve your credit score by paying off your credit card and paying down your student loans.
Also, seeing that you are an accomplished CPA, we think that you should handle your own taxes, start your business with minimal cost, purchase securities through safe mutual funds and proven winners like Apple and Amazon, and buy a house within your 3 years of saving.
As Kobe says, everything negative, pressure, challenges are all an opportunity for me to rise.
Thank you, Alexandra, for letting me, Co-President William Wiley,
and I, Co-President Josh Perez, help you secure a sound financial future.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. Hello. I am going to ask you the first question. So in the book, Read Me or Stay Broke, Josh learned about passive income. What is passive income, and give 3 examples of passive income?
Do you want me to take it, Josh, or you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Passive incomes are a way to earn money that require little to no effort or little to no daily effort. Some examples of passive income are investing, and another example is renting properties, like rental properties, and you can rent them out. And let's see, another way can be having an Instagram page or a blog, something that earns you income as you post, or a YouTube video. It earns you income as you sleep.
Okay, thank you.
Gentlemen, paper assets include stocks, bonds, government securities, and mutual funds. There are 2 important parts of investing in paper assets. One of these is risk. Could you name the other one? And please define both risk and the other one type of paper asset.
William, do you remember?
Can you please repeat the question?
Certainly. So paper assets include stocks, bonds, government securities, and mutual funds. There are 2 important parts of investing in paper assets. One of these is risk. Please name the other one and define both.
What do you think, William?
I think so. You said that identify which one is a risk.
No, he said, okay, so he named 3 types of paper assets, or 4, and he said one of the I forgot what it's called, but like there's risk and something else involved with paper assets. I don't remember the other thing though. I can define risk, but
yeah, I can define risk as well, but I don't know 2 things that are involved with it, or like what's like, yeah.
Okay, I'll try to answer. So I'm gonna say risk and liability. So risk can be either positive or negative, and risk is something that happens when you do something like invest in stocks, which you can benefit from, or the outcome can be bad. And liability is knowing that how do you define liability? Liability is knowing like that it's on you. So when you do stocks, it's like it's all your job to focus on the market and decide where you want to put your money, I guess.
Thank you, gentlemen.
What is a bond?
bond is a low-risk fixed income instrument or investment that usually investors give to their borrowers. And usually they grow slowly over time, but they're very reliable in economic growth, I guess.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, I have the last question for you today. That question is, what is the safest investment in the world and why?
The safest investment option is a money marketing account or a certificate of deposit, because there's no way you're going to lose money during that, and you always gain. And they're usually higher rates of interest than traditional checking or savings accounts.
Awesome. Joshua, William, and Sanai, on behalf of State Farm and 100 Black Men of America, we want to thank you for your participation in today's session. You can now leave the Zoom room.
My goodness, these people, these young people, if only I had the financial literacy they've learned at such an early age, I probably could have retired at the age of 25. Ladies and gentlemen, the last team to compete in this competition is 100 Black Men of Central Illinois. There are only two students on this team, Alexander Phillip, who graduated from high school this year and is presently attending Xavier University in Louisiana. His ultimate goal is to become a child psychologist. His partner, Jake Tucker, a rising senior at Bloomington High School in Bloomington, Illinois. He is looking forward to exploring every opportunity that life has to offer him. Ladies and gentlemen, the two students representing Central Illinois, Alexander and Jake.
My name is Alexander Phillips.
And my name is Jake Tucker.
We're from the Central Illinois chapter of the 100 Black Men of America Incorporated, and we're at Firebird Consulting. Good evening, Alexandria. During our consulting meeting, you indicated that you're a big fan of the book, Read Me or Stay Broke, by author Mark Jackson II. We too have read the book, and we believe that is an excellent blueprint for achieving financial goals and building wealth. You can remember there's savings, credit, debt, taxes, business, stock, and real estate. Because you believe in the methodology within the book, our team feels that you will be more apt to follow through with a 10-year plan that we have developed for you. After consulting with you, we've identified 3 major goals that we would like you to achieve in the next 10 years. 3 goals are as follows. Your short-term goal will be to gain valuable knowledge and work experience, and this will last for the course of 1 year. Your medium-term goal, which will last from 1 to 5 years, will be to move out of your parents' home and buy your own house. And your long-term goal, which will last from as long as 8 to 10 years, will be to start your own accounting firm in the Atlanta area. We'll begin with your short-term goal, will be to gain valuable knowledge and work experience. Due to the shortage in the job market brought on by COVID-19, we believe that you should take the job that you've been offered at James & Morris CPA firm to gain valuable accounting experience. The job pays $36,000 per year, but we believe that the experience you'll be gaining is invaluable. As a result of the low pay, we believe that you should stay with your parents for the course of 1 year, and by living with your parents and having very little expenses, you can save money and begin paying down the debt that you owe on your credit card and your student loans. The essential 7 that you'll be impacting are savings, credit, and debt. Now I'll move on to your medium-term goal, which would be to find your own place and move out of your parents' home. Because of the sacrifice of staying with your parents and working a paying job, you qualify for a home. We recommend that you buy a house and rent out the rooms to tenants to build investment income. We recommend that you find 2 reliable roommates to produce this investment income, which will serve as your passive income. We found a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for about $115,000 at a 3.9% interest rate over a course of 30 years. You'll likely have a $10,000 down payment. Refer to the chart on the left, and you'll see that you roughly have about $1,800 in your disposable income. Now refer to the chart on the right, and you'll see that the mortgage payment, home insurance provided by State Farm, and your property taxes all add up to a monthly total of roughly $1,000. So don't be alarmed if you feel that you cannot afford this house. Average monthly rent in the area is roughly $1,300 per person. You can reside here for 4 years with 2 roommates, and in year 5, you can move out, add a 3rd roommate to build your investment income. Refer to this chart and you'll see the amount of money that you'll be making from years 1 to 4 with 2 roommates and years 5 to 10 with 3 tenants. The essential 7 that you'll be impacting are savings, credit, debt, taxes, and real estate. And now my colleague Jake will move on to our plan for your long-term goal.
Hello, Alexandria. We love the quote from the book mentioned that says, small money comes fast and big money grows slow and lasts. Now we will illustrate how to build your net worth over the next 10 years to prepare yourself to open your own accounting firm. We assume the economy turns around in the year 2022 due to a COVID vaccine, as that is when we'd like you to find a new job. We believe this job should start out at around $60,000 a year, as that is pretty average for someone of your newfound experience and already high qualifications. We have factored in promotions over the years and annual raises. We have you with an ense salary of about $137,000. Now, if you'll notice, we have your monthly expenses going up, and that is just because we believe as you make more money, you will want to live a little bit more comfortably. And finally, let's talk about how we'd like you to spend the money that you're making off this job and combine it with your investment income. We'd like you to spend it in 3 distinct ways. 20% going to savings, 40% going to investing in the stock market, and the other 40% going to paying down your debt. Let's start off with savings. Now, you will be earning compound interest on those savings, and that is something you should know all about given your accounting background, which is basically making money just by having money in a safe place. Next is investing in the stock market. Now, we've looked at the S&P 500 over the past 20 years and noticed a 10% return rate, but we're giving you an 8% return rate because the stock market's risky, and we're going to give you a little bit more conservative approach because of that. And finally, your debt. Now, if you'll notice, we believe your debt should be paid off by years 9 and 10, but most importantly, we believe you should pay off your credit card first because that is a lot higher in interest, and that is what is a smart thing to do. The E7 impacted here were savings, credit, debt, taxes, stocks, real estate, and that is what leads me into your long-term goal now, which is starting your own accounting firm in the Atlanta area. Based on the financial plan over the next 10 years, you should put yourself in a financial position to do so. You will have the resources to start your own company and the experience, but you do need to continue to build your networking, and you need to develop management skills as you will now be in charge of other people. Finally, you will need to decide what kind of business you would like to run as to reduce your tax base. Your choices are sole proprietor, partnership, limited liability company and or LLC, S corporation or C corporation. And the final E7 impacted here was business.
The recommendations to achieve your 3 goals are as follows. For your short-term goal, which will be to gain valuable knowledge and work experience, you will take the job that you have been offered at James & Morris CPA firm, and you can use that money and pay down your debt. For your medium-term goal, which is finding your own place and moving out of your parents' home, you will buy a starter house, find 2 reliable roommates to generate some investment income, and when the economy turns around in year 2, you'll find a higher paying job. Keep your expenses low and your disposable income high.
And finally, starting your own accounting firm in the Atlanta area for your long-term goal. Based on your 10-year financial plan and your potential net worth, you have the financial means to start your own accounting firm, but you will need to continue developing your skills and your networking. But most importantly, you need to develop a business plan to project the success of your future business.
Fireberg Consulting believes that this is a 10-year financial plan which will work for you by building your net worth and setting you up for successful business venture.
Do you have any questions?
Nice job, gentlemen. I have the first question for you. In the book, Read Me or Stay Broke, Josh learned about passive income. What is passive income, and give 3 examples of passive income?
I can take this one, Jake. Okay. Passive income is money that makes itself. You don't have to be there for the money to to make itself and to get a benefit from it. 3 examples would be roommates. Like, for example, we recommended that Alexandria have 3 roommates. This will build her passive income. Another example would be investing in the stock market and having that return on investment. And another case would be when she has her business starting up and she finally hires people, she doesn't have to be there at her firm for that money to make itself.
All right, thank you. Very nice job.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good job. Paper assets include stocks, bonds, government securities, and mutual funds. There are 2 important parts of investing in paper assets. One is risk. Name the other one and define both.
Do you want to discuss this one, Alex?
Yeah. Well, first, Mr. Panton, are you able to restate your question,
Yes,
please?
I can. Paper assets include stocks, bonds, government securities, and mutual funds. There are 2 important parts of investing in paper assets. One is risk. Name the other one and define both.
I think it could be for you, Alex. I think it could be like one of 2 things. I think it could either be the
I know risk is the amount that risk is the amount that when the more that you put in,
well,
the more money, the more chance you have of it like working for you and getting that return on investment.
I think a better definition for risk is like when you are investing in riskier stocks, right? Or well, you might be right. I thought investing in riskier stocks was it might make you more money, but you could also lose more money.
Yeah, it is. It can go both ways. And then do you have the second part?
I thought it could either be diversity in portfolio or yeah, that's what I thought. But either if you were saying risk versus reward, I don't know.
I think it's reward.
Okay. All right. Well, then, do you want to define them then?
Yes, we're ready to give our answer. Well, I'll do risk.
Okay.
Okay. Dr. Panton, are you there? Or Mr. Panton?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So risk would be the amount of money that you invest in something and you can either get a huge reward on it, you can get that money back, or you could lose that money. So the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And my colleague has our answer for reward.
Yeah. Reward is the amount of money that you have returned to you. So the money that you get back on your investment.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
The next question I have for the 2 of you is, what is a bond?
All right, you want to discuss this one again, Alex?
Yeah.
All right. So for like an exact definition,
it's the IOU maturity.
Oh yeah,
maturity date, right?
Yeah. They're low risk too.
Yeah, and it's at a low interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're ready to answer.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so basically it's an IOU with a maturity rate or a maturity date, and it's at a low interest. It's at low interest.
Great, thank you.
I have the last question for you. What is the safest investment in the world and why?
You want to discuss this one, Alex?
Yes.
I feel like it actually might be a bond.
Well, I don't know. He just said investment. The safest investment in the world.
Well, isn't a bond an investment? Isn't it paper asset? Because you're usually guaranteed money back on a bond. It's very low interest. Or is it saving?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I think it's savings. It's savings because no matter what happens, that money is
And you're
always
gonna
yours.
earn interest on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to take that one?
All right. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. We believe the safest investment in the world is savings, as you can earn interest, and in some places compound interest, and that money is yours no matter what.
Basically, you're investing in yourself by saving.
Awesome. Alexander and Jacob, on behalf of State Farm and 100 Black Men of America, I want to thank both of you for your participation today. You did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a
With
good.
that, you're free to leave the Zoom. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Wow. I hope everyone enjoyed all the presentations that were brought forth to you on today. While the judges deliberate, let's take a look at State Farm's Good Neighbor video. After, Mr. Hagerbrook will come forth and he will recognize all the chapters and participants.
Can it get any better than this? What outstanding teams competing in this competition this year. Ladies and gentlemen, they all need another round of applause. You may be wondering at this point, what is all this about? Of course, it is to teach our youth financial principles so that they can amass wealth, help their communities, create generational wealth for the generations that will come after them. But it is also to provide the students competing in this competition scholarship dollars to attend college upon graduating. Let me start by explaining or expressing to you all what all of the teams will receive this year, who competed, because what you're seeing is just the final 3 teams. There were 11 additional teams that competed earlier this summer for this particular event and the opportunity to come to national and compete in our final championship round competition. All of the teams this year will receive a backpack, a medallion, ink pens, and other trinkets for their competition, for their competing this year in the competition. Now, what's most importantly, and what you probably want to know, is what about these 3 teams today? These 3 teams and their competing members will receive first place $3,000 scholarship. The runners-up will receive $1,500. The third place team will receive $1,000 scholarships for each of the members competing on today. Now let me just briefly mention to you the other 11 teams. 100 Black Men of Cape Fear Region. The students were Holly Johnson, Malachi Gridden, and Demerick Jones. The 100 Black Men of Greater Washington, D.C. Competing were Patrick Bell and Parker Bryant. 100 Black Men of Indianapolis. Reagan Jefferson, and Morgan Morrison. The alternate, Dylan DeVitt. 100 Black Men of New York. Students were Lamine Cone and Kadeem Diep. 100 Black Men of North Metro Atlanta. They were represented by Jazeer Best and Ethan Martin. 100 Black Men of Philadelphia. Donovan Rowland and Melania Dia. 100 Black Men of South Metro Atlanta. Xavier McDaniels and David Willis. The other 4 teams were 100 Black Men of Greater Little Rock, Greater Montgomery, Metro Baton Rouge, and South Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, those were the teams who competed in this year's competition. As I hasten to take my seat, let me thank you and each of the teams that competed, but more importantly, let me say thank you to each of the students who competed in this year's competition. I don't know about you, but I'm inspired to go home and cut up credit cards and save money. These young people have inspired me, and I hope that they've inspired each of you all. Please continue to support the 100, the Dollars and Cents competition, African American History Challenge competition, and all of the events that we have going on with the 100. As you know, the 100 is about serving, mentoring the youth in our communities abroad as well as within the borders of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance this year. Continue to support our youth. Have a great year. Thank you.
Now, I will turn the program over to Mr. Milton Jones, who is the Treasurer and Economic Empowerment Committee Chair for the 100 Black Men of America, Inc., who will announce the winners.
On behalf of the 100 Black Men of America and State Farm, we would like to commend all of our students for a job well done. We will begin with our Dollars and Cents third place team. It gives me great pleasure to present 2 $1,000 scholarships to the team representing 100 Black Men of Greater Charlotte. Congratulations. And next, we have our runners-up. I would like to present 2 $1,500 scholarships to the team representing 100 Black Men of Central Illinois. Congratulations to you. And now our first place winners, who will each receive $3,000 scholarships to help cover tuition, room and board. And the team who will reign as the 2020 Dollars and Cents Youth Investment Champion is the team representing the 100 Black Men of Madison. Congratulations. We want to congratulate all of our participants, even those, all who have been here, down to the finalists and the ultimate winners. We want to thank our judges for their effort. We want to thank all the adults who worked with our young teams to help this youth investment competition be a great success. Thank you all so much.
What an amazing event. This concludes our virtual Dollars and Cents Youth Investment Competition for 2020. And in closing, I just want to say that the 100 Black Men of America, Inc. and State Farm have done an incredible job making sure that the next generation is prepared for the financial challenges that we have as adults. I mean, let's all think for a second. We think to ourselves all the time, why didn't anyone show us this? Why didn't anyone teach me anything about money before I became an adult? Financial intelligence, financial understanding is one of the greatest assets you can have as an adult. And it's amazing that 100 Black Men of America, Inc. has taken the time to create a competition to not only engage the children, but educate the youth and our next generation going forward in their financial future. And I encourage you, please, to just give a round of applause wherever you are for this whole event and how incredible it's been. Thank you, and we'll see you next year.